Okay, good morning everyone. Welcome. Here we go. Yet another morning yoga class here from the basement practice space. I might need to practice speaking a little bit apparently. So, as always, the rule of thumb. Don't quit, don't hurt yourself. And I remind you all that while it may sound a bit silly, a bit pithy, these are very simple things, but also a deep part of the practice. What we do with the yoga can seem, both strangely simple and strangely complicated at the same time. On a certain level, we are trying to complicate it a little bit, right? Making things that are really automatic. We breathe. That's going to happen, right? The muscles respond to thought. And again, that's part of the breathing. That's your muscles moving. You don't have to think about it, right? So we're going to complicate it a little bit by taking a simple thing and making it a little more aware, maybe a lot more, right? And this is part of our practice to become infinitely more conscious of ourselves and our lives. Basically, try not to run strictly on instinct, strictly be more than the animal, be more than a humanoid animal, right? Because we are more. We have that ability to be more. And so, let's see what we can do. We'll start seated, so come on down, comfortable cross-legged position for yourself. On the floor. Again, you can use chair if you want. This is your practice. Again, part of it. Don't quit, don't hurt yourself. Yourself now. Pause a moment here. Closing the eyes or no. In. Feeling your breath now. Its pace is fine. Awareness of yourself seated. The movement of the breath. There's physical things. And also this awareness comes through your mind and through your breathing. The breath is deeply linked to the emotions. A calm breath, whether we are angry or scared or sad or happy, calms the muscles, calms the thoughts. The focus of the mind. It is part of the body, it is the body. The body itself has thoughts in it. Feels tension, feels the worry, feels the stress. It's there in our muscles as much as it is in our mind, as it is in our emotions. Calm one, open one, calm and open the other. Release the tension from your neck, from your shoulders. It leaves your breath. Leaves your brain. Physical strength and openness becomes the mental and emotional strength and openness. Let's lean back on our hands a little bit. Fingertips by the hip joints, beginning with a little back arch, warming up. Again, we're thinking about, we're not just going to flop back, stick our chest in the air. We're going to work our middle. We're going to set our hands. We're going to have our shoulders broad. We're going to tuck our chin. And then we're going to inhale up. And in the end, it doesn't matter how big it is. Let the breath calm and open as you breathe. And we'll exhale. A little back, a little sideways arching now. Again, moving with your thoughts. The awareness of the movement. It is up and down. We're going to go to the right. I'm going to take the left arm up. We line it up. Wrists, shoulders, hips, your chin tucked to keep that breath calm. In the exhale, we arch where we can. In all of this effort, it's not about reaching a certain point. I mean, let's face it, like that back arch we just did a moment ago, this moves out. Like your ribs can only come so far apart, right? The distance from your hip to that lower rib is not going to get so big. But it really doesn't change that much. It can feel enormous. Inhale out. Because, let's put the back of the left hand to the right knee, right hand coming in a little bit by the hip. We exhale and twist a bit. It feels so big sometimes because we're putting that focus into it. Stronger perhaps than we ever have before. Let the breath flow. Inhale on good. And here, right arm up. Exhale out. Inhale up. Back of the right hand towards the left knee. Hand behind us. Up. Exhale, twist. Breathe. Inhale on good. And exhale full. Inhale up. So again, all the way through. Don't quit. Don't hurt yourself. Again, our instincts cause us to back away sometimes. A little effort is good. Maintaining it. Our instincts also, the competitive part of ourselves, will push us past our limits to try to keep up. It's got to match what somebody else has done, but it does not. If we force it, we hurt ourselves. And the movement, the awareness, the conscious engagement with your entire being, into and with your entire being. I know, easier said than done. Let's see what happens. Here we go. I'm going to come forward over the ankles, hands, and knees. Now I'm going to turn sideways on the mat. You don't have to, depending on how you have your mat oriented. Now, as always, again, if your wrist begin to bother, you can go to your forearm. That sometimes puts a little more work on the shoulders, though. Again, take a break whenever you need. Now we're going to step one foot back, and then the other, and we're going to come into a plank for a moment, just getting the feet way back there, shoulders nice and low. We roll the shoulders, flex the knees, and exhale. Now don't hold your breath. Shoulders are broad. We're shifting that weight back. Little strength down through the inner legs as we breathe. Ah, that feels good. There we go. Now we're going to inhale, 2 hands and knees. Uncurl the toes. Take the knees wide again. I like to come into this big, deep, extended child's pose. As we're getting started, just a little extra hip warm up. Finding this movement back and forth. Nice and steady. And we inhale up. Hands and knees up. Bring those knees in. Tuck your chin again. One foot back. And then the other. And we exhale. Very good. Okay, now we're going to step our right foot up quite deep into a lunge. All the way up. So the right knee is above the ankle. Now wiggle your left toes back. We're going to come into a lunge here. Now we will kneel. If you need to fold your mat up, put a little pad underneath the left knee, do so. But keep that left knee as far back as you can. Your right knee stacked above your ankle. Your right foot is quite active as you uncurl your toes. Now, we're going to use our hand. Come up. Now, might have a little weight here. Be careful. You don't want to shove down too strongly. We're going to work the lower abdomen. You see how I've got my left hand in my hip. Kind of get a sense of this lift up. Now, so our instinct is to let this drop because it makes it feel easier, but it's going to pinch the lower back. We're not careful. Now, what we're going to do here, we're going to spend a little time here. We're going to sink some weight forward with an exhale. Now, stay quite upright here. We're just going to let that nice tall length here of our upper body, of the strength here in the abs. Woo. Be careful, don't lean. And still lose your balance even though you got your one lie your body on the floor. Now, we're going to add in a little bit more. I want you to kind of sweep your left arm and reach it back here, somewhere below your hiney. You're going to begin to turn a bit. Now, work your lower abdomen. You're going to create a little arch with a slight twist. A slight twist. It's not a big turn. You don't have to see your toes. If it's comfortable for you, bring your right arm up. Now, you don't have to. We're working here. And this is the big work. Right in here. Shoulders are nice and broad. Chins tucked. Don't flop. Won't pinch anything. We'll let some opening grow here. Get a little strength. The back of the right leg. Inhale up. There we go. Now, shift your weight forward. We're going to go into half Hanumanasana now. Don't let your toes twist around. Don't twist your knees. Straight back. Toes, heel, left knee. As we exhale back. Now, don't let that right heel slide. Now, sometimes I have you do that so you can sit a little bit deeper. I'm going to keep it where it is today. Because we're also putting, this is the awareness here. We're getting opening in the back of the right leg, yeah. But we also want strength here. And again, it's not about how deep it is. So maybe you're super open. And normally you sit all the way down your left heel. Go ahead and use your arms to help sort of take your weight. It's a little half split thing here. You're doing fine. We're going to push. We're going to roll the weight forward. With an inhale. Pull hands down. You gotta wiggle your shoulder around. It's okay. Left leg extends. Exhale, right foot back for a breath. And we exhale. Downward facing dog. Lifting the heels, keep this back in. Now, step your left foot up. Knees above the ankle. And again, down we go. Again, we're going to come up into this low lunge. Now, like sometimes I've seen this one called a high lunge. Because your upper body's upright. As opposed to this would be a low lunge. To me, a high lunge is where we're going to curl the right toes under and actually take that knee off the ground. We're not doing that today. So, it's a lunge. Either way. Sink where you can. Do what you can. And so we're opening up mainly here the front of the right hip. We're getting some strength in the middle. There's a lot of core work here. All the way through. Right? So Let's get into the physicality of it. Yeah, this is ab work. Alignment of the upper body. Calm flow of the breath. Letting this lengthening action, meaning you're not pulling the muscle long. It's just relaxing open where it's supposed to. Right arm up. Again, you're getting a little twist here. Little arm. It's a small thing. Again, you do not have to take your hand up. If it works for you, go for it. Breathe. Inhale. All right, we come forward. Use your hands. It's okay. Ooh. I was in a car all day yesterday. Come those right toes under. And the day before, taking my oldest to college. Getting old. Sitting still like that. Harder to get going again the next day. Plus I missed. It was difficult to keep my practice going. Lots going on. A lot of stuff to haul. Dorm life. She's going to have a great time. I'm super proud of her. So push inhale. We roll the weight forward. Alright. Stand. And plank. And exhale. Nice. And we'll exhale and walk our feet in. Now, so let's leave the knees quite bent. So we get the big toes lined up. I'm kind of coming in a little three-quarter thing here. So we're going to just stay here in this nice, easy Uttanasana for a moment. A little leg work. Squeeze it in, squeeze it in. Now, work here, exhale. So now you want to feel like you're just about to bend your knees, not like you're pulling the back of the legs long. What happens is the back of the legs open because we're putting a little work here. If we overdo that, the kneecap moves backwards, and this space actually will eventually curve behind us, and that's bad. Flex your knees slightly, a little bit more, and up. You know, or if you didn't completely straighten your legs, it's okay. Big length, big length, big length. And we exhale. Hands come together. Nice job, everyone. Okay, so now what we're going to do here, we're going to try to come into a pretty deep tree pose balance. Virkasana here. Now, by deep, I mean we're going to try to deepen it by lifting the knee up and put some strength into the hip because we're not going to try to use our hands. And if we've got to, we've got to. Remember, it's a balance. Standing balance just means weight on one foot. That's the main part. On the left foot first, by the way. So, what we're going to try to do here, let's get the weight set. Again, breath, awareness. It's all one. Now lift the right heel for a moment. Pull it up. Now if you need to use your hands, you use your hands. We begin to flex the right toes. Try not to let that weight shift to the left. We turn the thigh. Don't let your right hip move backwards. Ooh. So there's extra work now here and here. And the strength of the left leg to the foot. That was nice. Alright, I did that kind of on a whim, and I'm glad I did. That felt good. Let's exhale the hands up. If you're ready, over the crown of the head, elbows out, and then exhale, up. And we exhale down. Inhale. All right, nice job. Let's see what happens on the other side. again, we're putting strength here. Right? This is for the hips. Sometimes what we think is a tightness is a weakness. We have to find out. Right? So we're going to lift it up, put some strength there. So maintain it. And it's a small little movement. Don't normally keep it like that. Turn it, turn it, turn it, turn it. And you don't want to feel the pressure in too much. Yeah, there's some. But the strength goes the other way. Center yourself. There it is. Yeah. That's good. Exhale up. And exhale up. Whoop. My foot slipped. Doesn't happen very often. Happens to all of us sooner or later, though. Keep it with the yoga. It will. Exhale down. Inhale. Down. All right. Nice job, everyone. Here we go. So, into, whoop, pardon me. All right. So now we're going to come into another standing work. Okay. We're going to do warrior 2. Just plain old warrior 2. Okay. And we're going to do the right foot first. Now I want you to consider here how we've just done this, right? So even though we put a lot of weight on the left foot back, heels line up, ankles underneath the wrist, right knee, right toe straight ahead. All right, back to this. This is still there. It never goes away. So we had all that weight on the left leg for our tree post balance. Now we put a flex here. We're doing that again, right? Except there's now more weight here. We got to keep the weight here as even as we can get it, so this stays real steady and strong. Yeah, nice job. And we breathe. So keep those arms active. Keep your center calm and your vertical. And now right there. Excellent work. And we inhale, straightening the right leg. Okay, now, it's your choice. You can either step your left foot up and step your right foot back, or, depending again on the orientation of your mat, pivot around a little bit. Either way, Virabhadrasana 2 over the left leg. Now, again, be aware. Our instinct will be to sneak our feet in, maybe not even realizing it, to make it seem easier. Exhale, flex the left knee. Breathing out. Again. We get distracted. I know. How can my body do something that I don't want it to do? We're thinking about things all the time. Right? The thoughts are going to wander. You don't necessarily have to control them. I mean, it's constant, tight, hyper-fixated concentration. It's exhausting. Right? Inhale up. Your mind is supposed to shift its variation, shift its awareness. Alright, we're going to either bring the feet together, step the right foot up. So, it's not so much control in the sense that it's tight. And I always refer to it as a channeling, a directing of this. Exhale down. Right? Those of you who don't know, I mean, I live near the Mississippi River, big river. Grew up not far from the Ohio River. I know, there's little Miami. River channel. It's not so much a controlled thing. There's room for it to shift, to adjust. They change all the time. It's not like a canal. Right? Man-made thing. Exhale up. Roll it, roll it, roll it. Alright. Sometimes it moves fast, the water does. It shifts within that. Sometimes it doesn't. There's a range, again, within the channel. And it's not tightly held. It's not running wild either. Yeah. That's where we're looking for. Alright. Speaking of a little bit more work here, I know we weren't revolve triangle, the standing twist now. So now we're going to do the variation where we're going to step our feet hip width apart and take the left foot straight back. Hips are squared up throughout. Now your left toes might turn out a little bit, but we don't let that left hip come around. We don't let that left heel come off the floor. We're going to exhale forward. You can leave your hands at your hips like I'm doing or not. It's up to you. Once you're, to the best of your awareness, pretty horizontal to the floor, you might even be a little bit below it. Your left hand comes down. Now, if you're real deep, your elbows flexed, placing the hand by the inside of the right foot, straighten it out. So maybe you lift up. Well, we want to focus this length out. Okay. Then we, speaking of out, the right arm comes out, and the exhale, we turn the center of our chest to the right. Tuck your chin a little bit. Inner legs work, and we breathe. Steady, calm work now. Oh my goodness, that feels good. I haven't done this one in a while. This feels great. Inhale on twist. That's big twist. Now, flex your right knee slightly. Use your hands on your thigh if you need. You know what you're doing. It's okay. Lift up. Lift it up. To the other side. Okay? So, again, we're setting a very steady base here. Start. Left heel firm, the right heel firm. Again, a little bit, but don't let that knee go backwards. Feel again, like you're just about to bend, but it doesn't really flex. And we're just going to keep that back of that knee from going behind us. Exhale forward. So again, our first level of work with this is the base of this. This is the biggest, the hardest part. Getting those feet set, getting this length, keeping that right heel down. And again, from that, not too low, but nice and open. Next level work is the extending action. So from this base, we get this openness, and we exhale and twist. We turn when we can. At this point, the twist itself is almost secondary. It's going to grow from the space, from the strength. You know, the space of the spine, the openness, the alignment you maintain it, the strength down, the awareness of that, the breath calming and opening and letting it turn when you can. You don't ever have to point your fingers at the ceiling. You might one of these days. Why is she talking so fast? It's hard. Inhale and unwith. Yeah. Nice. Oh my goodness. That felt really good. I clearly have not been doing enough of those. Normally I can't stand revolve triangle. Those felt good. Okay. We're working our way down. A little toe balance here. Big toes close. Big flex of your knees. Exhale, come down. Getting the fingertips on the floor down there. We lift those heels up. And down. Sit a bit. And up. And the hands where you need. If you can bring them together, it's great. And you don't have to. This is not required. You don't even have to take your hands off the floor at all until you're ready. If it's too much for your ankles and knees, well, you could sit down. If you're straining with this, go ahead and sit down. The rest of us are going to join you. Shift your weight. A little lean here. You could still get your fingers up. Oh, perfect. Push your ankles and ta-da. I know, right? Good grief. Is that all? I know. That's plenty. Okay. Now, I'm going to take the legs long. Now I want to come in a little hip opening with a leg extension. So left leg's out. Right thigh open. This is a half lotus forward fold. We're going to begin with the right ankle just above the left knee. Now, from this point, this is entirely up to you. Again, don't quit, don't hurt yourself. Now be very aware, right? How high up this leg can you bring that heel? There is a movement inward a little bit of your right knee. They do not cross. I've been seeing a lot of people doing this. It's a different pose entirely. It's just a movement in that occurs as the knee flexes. That's it. It's not huge. You're sitting good and tall. Don't let yourself slump. Or maybe you're done. Sweep the right arm up. And with your exhale, you go up. Down. So we're getting a link through the whole left side of the body, and opening in the back of the left leg, and releasing the outside of the right hip, and down. And lower back. Keep some strength in the middle. Open the chest so the breath stays full and smooth and calm. Don't let it get tight. It's getting tight. You maybe have gone too far. Back up a bit. The mind's wandering. Like, when are we going to do something difficult? Deepen it. Inhale up. Right? The effort is full. This is a big part of it. Again, we don't slack on. Right? There's no guilt because we were lazy. Right? Now your strength is yours. This is it. Right? You are actively involved with this. You are technically done, unless there's more space for you. You're exhaling instead. Find it. The balance point that works for you. And we inhale. And we exhale. Good job. Now we're going to roll the thighs and bring the feet in. Baddha Konasana here. Strength. Focus. We're not folding. We just did a couple folds. We're going to focus on this movement out. I know, we just did something along those lines, but there's extra strength involved in that positioning for the work in the half lotus. Now we're really going to release that space with an exhale. One. Now sit tall, your middle works all the way through. Inhale up, hands away, the legs extend. Now, actually, and then we're going to cross ankles. We're going to roll forward. Now we're going to come into some back arches again, just so you're aware. So forward, and we step back, and just going to work our way down. Now you're very strong in the middle as you do this. Let your back pinch. Now we've opened up some space there. Good. I want you to focus on the length here. The sense of extension back. So now, it's easy to let your heels turn out, your toes turn in. Particularly as we want to turn the thigh muscles inward. So let's feel this length back through the inner legs. We'll work in the middle. The arms pretty long. And we're going to inhale. You're pushing down with the pubic bone, which is a weird thing to think about. At least I find it so. Work our way back. And we breathe. Exhale, fold. Alright, so the thing with locust pose, sphinx pose, that's one we just did, is, well, it's a very strong curve. You feel that work in your lower back. Right, but it's a good one to work on because it really engages the movement backwards for this. This is always moving in two directions, a back arching motion. It is a lengthening action that way as well as that way. Right? You're going to go up through the crown of the head. You're going to go back through your tailbone, back through the inner legs, past the big toes. Now we're going to see if we can deepen this a little bit. Now, you try Cobra, Bhujangasana, and it does not work for you. Go back to the Sphinx. The hands are back by your chest. Feet are working. Don't let them turn in. Let that pubic bone down. Your hands press, elbows back. And you extend. You let that arch grow. Breathe calm now. It's not about your arms straightening. It's not about how high in the air you go. Inhale, exhale forward. It is the awareness of the movement itself. The engagement of your being with your being. Curl your toes. Inhale up. Let's bring the knees and ankles quite close together. Again, they do not necessarily have to touch. We're going to exhale. Round that spine. And we drop back. Go ahead, let your hands move around a little bit. Come forward. Let that space open. And we inhale up. Cross the ankles. And roll back. Okay, and roll back. And lie down. Now, alright. That was weird. Yeah. Body moves. Things shift sometimes. When I'm prepared, I'm a little twin. I just got one in my knee a bit. Probably sitting in that car driving. Oh. Anyway, let's exhale, pull the knees up and in. Now we're going to really bring some strength in here. I want you to flex your toes slightly. Hands to the shins if at all possible. Back at thighs otherwise. Keeping your back and your shoulders down. Chin tucked. Let's give it a big squeeze. Alright. There we go. We really want to feel the thigh muscles coming into the abdomen. This is not so much the knees coming to the chest. They're getting that way, of course. But, right. We'll work back in here. This is really good for your stomach, for your internal lower body organs. There we go. Inhale, let the feet come down. Alright. Now, what are we doing? Okay. Okay. Oh, I remember. Now, we're going to come into a 3-stage leg lift. We're going to have legs up in the air. We're going to work them down. So it's really a 3-stage leg lower, right? The main thing is to remember to keep your legs active. I'm going to help kind of set that here in a moment. So let's pull the knees back up. Good grief, I have some hair. That's driving me nuts. Oh, anyway. There it is. Hands to the back of the thighs. Now we're just going to kind of let the legs go in the arms. That's what's going to, it's just the weight of your legs taking your arms off. We're going to help that sense. That's going to allow our legs to extend a bit. Maybe all the way. Flex your feet. Now, all the way through this, we do not point the toes, we do not shove the heels, but the legs are active. So this is weird. We try to feel that without your arches, your toes getting involved. Now let's take the hands and put them flat. So here's our first stage, 90-degree angle. Boom. Little core work. Sometimes the bigger part of this is that opening in the back of the legs. Now we're going to go down to the floor. We're going to take our time each stage. Next exhale, 60 degrees. Don't let your back come off the floor. Use your hands to help you as you need. Maybe they just rest in there, maybe not. It's up to you. And our next exhale, we bring the legs to 30 degrees. And again, I don't know. I'm not going to measure. Doesn't really matter. Again, your best guess. Try to remember your high school geometry. Exhale. Don't let that back. This is where it gets hard. This is where that's so tough to not let the back come up. Do your best. I know. Turn your thighs open. Bring the soles of the feet together. We're going to release the inner thighs a bit. Use your hands to help turn our thighs open. No worries. Breathe. Let's bring those hands underneath the thighs. We're going to inhale, flex your toes, let the knees and ankles come together. Good grief, I'm having a terrible time with English today. All right, let's exhale, pull the right knee up. Now we're going to come into a little deepening, extending action with a reclined split. No, so we did a half version earlier, on that kneeling version, that half Hanumanasana. Now we're going to come into a reclined Hanumanasana. Left leg out. Again, feel the length. Now the left leg, toes are calm. Got a little inward turn. You're going to get the back of the leg towards the floor. Exhale, extend your right leg very long. We're going to go. And exhale. Press down. Don't move your hands yet. And again, the leg is active. The foot's calm. It's extending the action of the leg. And it's not getting any longer, but it's actively long. Maintaining that. Down is the hands. Now, keeping that going, you begin to add the hands to that movement over you, if you can. And they don't have to go at all. That's right. Just stop pulling. As soon as they go, now you're getting the movement over. This will deepen it. Maybe. Putting your hands up by your heel is not required. The elbows might eventually flex. That's only if the space is there. Move into it, it's okay. And we inhale, hands down the back thigh, and we'll bend that knee. And the right foot comes down. Nice. Let's try the other side. Alright, so. In. And extend. Again, get it long as you can. Both hands, and exhale. Again, so now we've got the length, in an active length, both legs. And you're not just going to let that right leg kind of hang out there. It's working. Now maybe it's not all the way on the back of the floor. It's okay. Exhale down. Breathe. All the way. Slowly, consider as you work this here, you are trying to lengthen over half your body. Right. And the calf muscle, where it meets your ankle, all the way to your lower back. Exhale, take those hands along if you can. It does not have to match the side of the body to the other. So if the left leg goes further, great. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Breathe. Awareness of the movement, of both breath and thought, and the body. Harness again. This is a directional thing that comes over, not down. Inhale. Next one. Hands down. Bend that knee. There you go. Ah, nice job. Okay. Now I'm going to bring the feet up. Now, twist, counter twist. I know we do this one a lot. I really like it. So let's get to it. Right knee over the left. Toes are flat. It works. It works. We exhale and hold. And we breathe. Crack. On to the inner edge of the left foot. I forgot to say which way we were going. So we're actually going counter twist, because I honestly forgot. Sometimes the instinct isn't necessarily a bad thing. We need instincts, right? It is an instinct that tells us to let go of the hot plan before we burn ourselves. That instinctive awareness of the spaces around us is what keeps us from hitting the kid running out in front of us. When we're driving our car, inhale and twist. Keeping the left toes flat, the next exhale, we roll all the way to the left. So it'll be a deeper twist. Good grief. A deeper twist now. You want to feel this spine rotate more. And it's not really turning that much. It's just a little gentle curving around. It's okay. Inhale and we untwist and uncross the leg. Right knee over the left. Toes. Now we're going back to the right first. Again, so onto the inner edge of the foot. Here we go. Exhale and roll. And breathe. And you don't push down. Not with your left leg, you don't push down with anything. Just kind of let it happen. See, this is why I call it as a counter twist movement, and it kind of is. This is really less of a rotational movement and more about the side. The lengthening action, oblique and around the outside of the hip. Inhale, untwist. Whereas now, keeping those right toes flexed, so left thigh turning in the exhale. Now we get a big actual turning motion, that sense of rotation through the lower back as the left hip comes actually above the right, or pretty close. Now maybe you turn almost the same amount. That's okay. You're allowed. Go where you can. Breathe easy. And we inhale and untwist. Nice job, everybody. Uncross your legs. Now, the feet go up a little bit wider than the hips. The heels in, knees above the ankles. We're going to come into a back arch, little opening in the front of the hips and thighs. Bridge pause, palms flat, feet firm. Inhale. And up. Push firm with your feet. Be active now with the inner legs. Don't let them wiggle out. Again, you find the movement, right? Follow the direction. It is not up. And that's our instinct. Push it up. It goes up and back. That's what creates an arch. That's what gives us the relief. You can use the backs of your hands, your palms a little bit. And we exhale. Down. Boom. Nice job. All right. Almost done. Right ankle. Just move it. Don't leave the left knee bent. Just turn that right thigh. Exhale in. Now whether your hands come to the shin or the back of the thigh doesn't matter. Leave your left knee bent though. We're just going to let this work come into the outside of the right hip. And the back side a little bit. And we inhale. Let the left foot come down. And cross your legs. Left ankle, roll the left knee, left side turn, up together, and exhale, bring the right knee in, squeeze. And again we inhale, right foot down. Uncross your legs. Back to the hands to the floor, palms up. Doesn't matter how close to your sides they are. Your choice now whether you allow your legs to extend long, rolling the thighs open, or you leave the knees bent. Now you can change the space between the heels either way. again. What's the instinct here? Right? If you've done more than a few yoga practices, you know this is Shavasana, the final pose. We finish with this relaxation. Several minutes. Just about every practice. You should. But knowing that it's getting close to the end, the human brain will start to think ahead. What happens next? Right? Laundry, walk the dog, projects, shopping, kids to swim lesson, any one of dozens and dozens of things, all of which are by themselves perfectly valid. If you haven't taken your kids swim lessons, you should. But right now, you're not doing that. You're lying on the floor, letting your body relax. And the other instinctive thing that has it is that, like lying down, letting the body go calm, letting the breath slow a little bit, and we fall asleep. Yeah, it's an instinctive thing. We do it every night, hopefully. I hope you do. Now, we make this conscious though. We're part of our body relaxing. We're not dozing off. We're still focused on it. Engagement in your being, full and complete. Not for performance, not for a result, but to be fully a part of. It's not just existing. Rocks exist. This is conscious, it is aware, it is sentient. In a very real sense, this is what makes us more than an animal. There are other animals, most likely, who have this ability. We don't really have good measurements yet for what is for consciousness, self-awareness. Dolphins, whales, elephants, dogs certainly do seem to have. Maybe a few others. More than instinctive. More than an animal. Well, still in many ways conscious and aware that we are the human animal. And flex your fingers a little bit. Do so with awareness. Do so with forethought. Same now as you flex your toes, you feel your breath calmly moving your muscles. Again, your breath is a part of that movement. Without the oxygen, there is no strength, there is no movement, there is no thought, there is no focus. Elbows and knees bending. The whole of the thing is reactivating as your inhale reaches you long along the floor, your legs extending. Right arm by your ear, your left knee bends. We're going to exhale and roll all the way onto our right side. And from there we press ourselves up to find a nice, comfortable seated position. Cross-legged or otherwise, again, it is your choice. Hands together, thumbs touch the chest. Everybody smiles real big. You are amazing. Thank you all. Namaste. Alrighty, thank you all so much. Okay, now you scooch up here and read off the usual thing. So there is a CashApp link, a Venmo link, and a PayPal link attached to the event. Again, whatever you feel like donating is very much appreciated. And again, keeps the lights on, keeps me in yoga class. Now the video stays up. You are welcome to come back, practice again. Review if you can't, particularly if you can't get to me at the live time. This is one of the ways I film these things the way that I do, so it feels as much like you're with me live every single time. Even if you've seen it a dozen times, it's okay. I've got, I don't know how many anymore, up, posted up. You know, I leave them for a really long time. Okay, now, if you got any questions, again, go ahead and you can leave me a message right here on the video itself, or message me personally. I'm happy to answer either way. Alrighty, we'll be back at it next week. Same yoga time, same yoga channel, totally different yoga show. It's always a bit different. Okay, and I hope to see you soon. Thank you all so much. Have a good weekend. Bye-bye.